Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to start in 5 minutes. I see Keith starting the live stream, so I'm going to do an introduction again, but just so that you know, we'll be starting in 2 minutes, and then we'll follow the section of undergrad students, grad students, and the faculty. Thank you for being here. I'll be your host. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello. This is a very good and responsive audience. I'm very happy to have that. My name is Rudra Thakur. I'm a third-year graduate student in Atmospheric and Oceanic Sciences. And I'm also one of the people who's graduating, but I won't be doing a walking-in ceremony as I'm already here. I have been told to wait for 5 to 10 more minutes to make sure that every student and faculties are gathered outside for a ceremonious welcome. And we're going to cheer them while that happens. I'm going to wait for my cue from Scott to start the thing. But until then, we can talk about different stuff. One thing to know is that a lot of work that an atmospheric and oceanic scientist do includes predictability. Like how do you predict weather forecast, and climate prediction, and climate predictability. One thing I think we still want to work on is predicting when the actual graduation ceremony starts. It says it's supposed to start at 2:30. It did not happen at 2 last year. It was like so much late. So I think we have professors here working on a couple of mathematical models to predict the right time. If we continue delaying the graduation by half an hour each year, then I think after 5 years we will be doing this in like drinks time, and then there should be drinks here. But welcome, congratulations to everyone who's going to graduate today. It includes undergraduate students, professional master's students, and also research master's students, and then PhD students. And as family, I'm pretty sure you will all be very proud of them, as my family back in India is proud. They're watching probably online, so I'm going to wave at them. If all of you can wave back as well. Thank you. See, this is the power of the mic. If you have the mic, you can do all this. Thank you. So while we wait, what we can do is that something we did last year as well, is that we can look at these amazing pictures, which are taken by students, employees, and professors at AOS. So actually a lot of scientists in SSEC, which is Space Science Engineering Center, also took these pictures. And then there's a small photo contest, like which picture is the best picture or which picture is not like so great. No offense. Mine was a good one. So this is the first picture. I think this deserved the first place as well. I was not the judge. And I thought I should also get the first place, but then I saw this picture and I was like, fine. So this is the big eclipse that happened at least like a month ago now at this point in April. And there's a whole blog about how this person took this picture. Like every 5 minutes he was taking a picture using a long exposure shot. Something my phone can never do. But he ended up with a really good, like a time series of picture of the eclipse, including the totality of the eclipse as well. So this got the first prize. The picture is by Paolo Weglio. I'm pretty sure they are a scientist in SSEC because I don't recognize the name from AOS, but really good picture. The next picture, this was the second prize, really pretty clouds taken from a flight. And the picture was taken by Leia Rosenthal. Sorry if I said that name wrong. And I think we should also focus on caption because I think sometimes the captions could be funny or boring. And I see a cue, so I'm going to show one last picture. This was mine. This picture has a very boring caption, which is literally rain on a leaf. And people made fun of it. I made fun of it. So we are ready to welcome faculties first. I'm going to skip to the pop music. Faculties. Graduate students, PhD, research master, yay! All undergrads can come to the first seat. The highest honor in the department is not PhD, but undergrad. It's PhD. So I'd like to welcome Dr. Ankur Desai, who's the department chair of our Atmospheric and Oceanic Sciences department. And he's going to do the welcome remarks. Over to you, Ankur.
Thank you very much thank you everyone here. Friends and family, welcome to the University of Wisconsin-Madison's Department of Atmospheric and Oceanic Sciences 2024 graduation ceremony. Congratulations! My name is Ankur Desai. I'm a professor. I've been here 17 years and I'm currently the department chair. And I welcome you to this ceremony. I share this welcome with all of our faculty and staff, many of whom are seated over here. Some of you graduating today missed out on getting to walk across the stage during your high school years at the start of the pandemic. We'll fix that in a moment. On top of that, for many of you, the start of UW was marked by an uneasy level of uncertainty about the future, one where you navigated contested spaces, over an airborne virus, over racial injustice, over the future of higher education itself. Perhaps that's not surprising. We all stand on contested space, after all. In 1832 treaty, the Ho-Chunk were forced to cede this territory. Decades of ethnic cleansing followed when both the federal and state government repeatedly but unsuccessfully sought to forcibly remove the Ho-Chunk from Wisconsin. We are left here to witness and acknowledge the circumstances that led to the forcible removal of the Ho-Chunk people and seek restitution and honor for the legacy of resistance and resilience. We will always debate and lay claim over contested spaces and uncertainties, whether that is about the response to the tragic costs of war in the Middle East, or the rising hate and seeds of division being sowed, or grappling with organized resistance around reducing fossil fuel emissions that are harming Earth's climate and our lives. But good news, you have all specialized in a field that drinks uncertainty for breakfast and has shaped and mastered the art of foretelling the future for dinner, whether your friends and family believe you or not. Further, you have earned a broad liberal arts education that cherishes critical thinking and ethical action. Weather forecasts and climate projections are more accurate than ever. Our foretellings provide essential support for society, whether it's about saving lives and property from natural disasters, planning a major outdoor event, protecting our health from harmful air pollution, properly accounting for future risks of rising sea level in a warmer world, and so on. And you do that in contested spaces, with an ensemble of strong opinions and a cacophony of talking heads and underinformed social media posts, and no shortage of trade-offs about decisions, policies, directions, many of which harm those on the margins of our society the most. You, as Atmospheric and Oceanic Sciences graduates and Letters and Science graduates, are obligated to sift through the noise, critically interrogate the signals within, and communicate with empathy, reason, and cultural awareness. All of you here have been steeped in the learning of physics, math, chemistry of our atmosphere and oceans. My charge to you is to use those for the benefit of the world, and to approach the world with open eyes, open hearts, and a really good high-resolution ensemble convective for midday forecast. So let's celebrate and recognize today what these graduates of the Atmospheric and Oceanic Sciences have accomplished. I will now welcome our commencement speaker, Professor Mayra Oyala Merced. Mayra. So Mayra's been here for 2 years, but everybody in AOS knows her.
A year and 9 months.
That's okay. And that's because she is an energetic researcher, an unwaveringly enthusiastic person, and a beloved instructor of our junior introductory atmospheric physics and oceanic physics sequences. Dr. Oyala Merced received her bachelor's degree in theoretical physics and atmospheric sciences from the University of Puerto Rico, Mayagüez, her PhD from Howard University in Washington, D.C. Prior to joining AOS, she was a postdoctoral fellow in the U.S. Naval Research Lab in Monterey, California, and the deputy director for the International Global National Satellite Systems Service, and a scientist at the NASA Jet Propulsion Lab in Pasadena, California. Mayra is known for her creative work in satellite remote sensing, studying the radiative and weather systems impacts of dust and fire-driven aerosol transport, and advancing efforts of model data assimilation for improving weather prediction. And with that, I welcome you.
Can you hear me? I'm normally a loud professor. Sadly, you can hear my throat is not in the best shape today. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, proud parents, and most importantly, the incredible graduates of the birthplace of satellite meteorology, welcome. As I stand before you, I am filled with a profound sense of gratitude and humility. To witness this moment, to share your triumph, is an honor beyond my words. I will never forget my first day in the department. Oh God. I was moving boxes, and as fate would have it, hunger struck, leading me on a quest for a microwave in the undergraduate students' lounge. A territory that's typically off limits for faculty. There I was, innocently waiting for my meal to heat up when I stumbled upon it, the legendary wall of memes. You know, those humorous and satirical images with a caption that capture professors in all of their eccentric glory. I knew in that moment that my fate was sealed. And as I predicted, my students wasted no time in christening me as one of their meme queens. But the fun didn't stop there. Oh no. My very first class also took it upon themselves to immortalize my quirks, my wisdoms, and my occasional blunders in what they affectionately called the Mayra-isms. From nuggets of wisdoms to moments of dark humor, I have a very dark sense of humor, and plain mistakes, like for example, when I called the mesopause a layer of the atmosphere, the menopause. So I thought, since I have the honor to speak to so many of the students that I taught on my very first class, that I would create a special list of Mayra-isms, advice based on atmospheric sciences that can be applicable to life after college. Number 1, forecast your goals like a meteorologist on a caffeine high. At just 5 years old, I found my passion for environmental sciences when I witnessed an oil spill in my favorite beach in Puerto Rico, where I'm born, raised, and educated. Despite this early clarity, I was ill-advised in my last year of high school to steer towards a supposedly more lucrative path in chemical engineering, which is true. After almost 3 years in, however, and despite having good grades, I felt disconnected from my true calling, especially as I faced my father's illness and financial hardships. Eventually, I made the tough decision to drop out of school and work in retail to help my family. Yes, I am a professor who was once a college dropout. However, it was through this experience that I had the time to face myself as I really am. I discovered a passion for meteorology and coffee that has propelled my career until today. I learned the importance of aligning my goals with my values. Those values or goals do not remain stagnant, and I developed 3 questions that I ask myself every couple of months to make sure I am on the right track. Number 1, what truly excites me? Number 2, what motivates me daily? And number 3, and more importantly, if money wasn't a concern, what would I pursue? I invite you to follow those questions in your life. Number 2, remove the sound waves from your model. Weather models rely on representing waves as they travel to the atmosphere. You learn in the course of your studies that waves are called Rossby wave, gravity waves, and that they dynamically shape weather patterns. However, there are many other waves, one of them, sound waves, that while they're present, we often exclude from the forecast because they have minimal influence in simplifying our predictions. Thinking about light sound waves, I remember a big moment when I was a big fan of the NBA in 2016. I had gotten a ticket to watch the final game of the NBA at the SAP Center in San Jose, and was of course surrounded by a lot of Golden State Warrior fans. I, however, didn't really care much about the Golden State Warriors. I cared about LeBron James, who, to be honest, I hated. As the game started and LeBron took the court, he was greeted by a chorus of boos that reverberated throughout the stadium, and I was happy. I couldn't help but to think, wow, he's so screwed. How come anyone stay focused with thousands of people jeering at them? However, as he began to play, it became abundantly clear to me that one of his most fervent detractors, that his athletic prowess surpassed anyone else's on that court. The boos grew louder with each passing moment, yet it seemed to have no effect on him. He continued to score basket after basket. I had never witnessed anything quite like it, and I couldn't help but marvel at the incredible mental strength required to perform under such intense pressure. Many times, when we are faced with criticism with negative coworkers or from negative coworkers, random online individuals, or even the occasional unwarranted negative student evaluation as a professor, I reflect on that moment. If LeBron, someone that I didn't like originally, could secure a victory and deliver an extraordinary performance with a stadium full of 17,562 people, we certainly can take a hit. Number 3, be curious, like a weather balloon in a strong wind, but not like the weather balloon that we crashed against Cameron. As of today, all of you are more than just weather weenies. You are scientists. Curiosity is the key that drives scientific progress, leading to exploration, innovation, and discovery. Throughout history, many individuals have shown the power of curiosity in science. We can list some from history, but we don't have to go that far. We have people like this in our own department. I'm always in awe when I meet someone who has dedicated years in their career and still radiates the passion and curiosity of a child. We're lucky to have people like this, like Professor Graham Petty, who recently taught his final class after 24 years in academia, and Dr. John Martin, with decades of teaching experience, who embodies this spirit. They are the ones constantly asking questions, pondering the next big breakthrough, and envisioning new possibilities. This is the essence of achieving greatness in life, maintaining a sense of wonder and exploration in any endeavor, akin to a weather balloon ascending into the unknown, eager to uncover fresh perspectives and insights. Number 4, treat your life as a data assimilation system. Weather, climate, and ocean forecasts rely on complex math, as we all know, especially if you do class with me, often enhanced by something called data assimilation, which includes real-time observations and blends them with equations that simulate the flow of our atmosphere. Yet, many times, these observations are flawed, requiring careful consideration and sometimes even disregard. Similarly, life presents us with bad experiences, akin to imperfect data. We must determine their impact and not allow them to dictate our lives. Instead, we learn from them while staying resilient. When I found out I was a top contender for the job that I have now, I thought I had everything in my life under control. I had everything that I ever wanted. I was a scientist at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, happily living the suburban life in Southern California with my partner, my stepchildren, and a baby on the way. But in the month between that call and my interview, I lost my family, my partner, and I had a miscarriage the week before my interview. And just when I thought it couldn't get worse, my former partner, who I'd been with since for 5 years, died in a motorcycle accident only 3 months before starting my faculty position here. However, as hard as those things were, I didn't let them stop me. As a data simulation system, I first reframed those trials to integrate them into my growth, emphasizing the value of life and reaffirming my commitment to pursuing my dreams as a scientist, as a professor, and especially to live for my unborn child. Second, I couldn't ignore the fact that I was going to have students that will rely on me. Despite my brokenness and my sadness, I chose to heal, rebuild trust, and move forward, recognizing the importance of serving others. These challenges unearthed a deeper purpose, leading me to find solace in my hoping community, and more importantly, in my students. Despite the hardships, these experiences propel me into the moment, witnessing now the graduation of my very first class. Standing here now, I realize the invaluable lessons gleaned from adversity, affirming that I wouldn't trade those through times for anything. To my students, as you embark on this next chapter of your journey as atmospheric scientists, remember this. No matter where you find yourself today, you're celebrating a victory. Each step that you've taken, each challenge that you overcome, has brought you to this moment of achievement. Embrace the winds of change, for they will carry new heights of understanding. Cherish the storms you weather, for they will strengthen your resilience and fortify your spirit. And above all, never lose sight of the passion that drives you, the curiosity that fuels you, and the dedication that defines you. So graduates of UW-Madison Atmospheric Sciences program, as you spread your wings and soar into the boundless skies of possibility, remember that the greatest victories are not found in your destination, but in the journey itself. Congratulations, and may your futures be as bright as the sun that irradiates in our atmosphere.
Thank you, Mara. I now call for our senior graduate address from our undergraduates, from Adriana Modelska and Anastasia Tomanek.
Let's hear it for the class of 2024 one more time. Okay, in all seriousness, where do I begin? Let's rewind 4 years to the dreaded 2020. Gross. The start of our college experience was one to remember, and everyone here can agree. Most, if not all of us, graduated high school with our name being shown in a presentation or a little stick figure walking across on stage on YouTube Live. We didn't experience a prom, or a senior breakfast, or senior superlatives, yet we entered college hoping the future would look different. COVID meant binge watching Netflix or TikTok. Okay, I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. And I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Anyways, it also consisted of making whipped coffee, impulsively online shopping, late night drives, playing Among Us, and wearing masks. What a time. The start of fall of 2020 meant recorded lectures, online homework on Canvas, and lovely synchronous Zoom meetings. Let's take a moment to appreciate those experiences of turning on our cameras, speaking up, and being in the most anxious position of our lives. Breakout groups. We faced technological difficulties, our internet not working, falling asleep, Zoom kicking us out, professors not knowing how to turn on Zoom. Sorry, I was on mute. Those times taught us how to be resilient, adapt to difficult situations, persevere, and believe there was a light at the end of the tunnel. The OGs during natural hazards of Weather Fig know what I'm talking about. Shout out to Josh, Bennett, and Ellie. Remember Weather Watch with Professor Martin in the comments, right across the street? Or lecture with Professor Tripoli, mentioning the polar night chat, potential vorticity with the globe and the pointer finger? Or our last Zoom lecture with him, where his dog started singing to that one song? Those were some of the great memories back then.
Now, well, I had a really different experience during COVID because I was teaching during COVID. Let's fast forward to the fall of 2022, and all of us undergraduates met for the first time in 811 at 9:55 a.m. with Myra walking in her pink pants looking like a total baddie. It was that moment we knew we were in for a wild ride and it was time to buckle up. For the duration of our flight to the department, we had the opportunity to get traumatized by Myra's spinny wheel quiz, the opportunity to be graced by Hannah's caring and blunt personality in the best way possible. Insert the ocean lecture you did for our class where you wore that one sweatshirt. I'm a professional. It was legendary. But also getting smacked in the face with physical oceanography that we weren't prepared for. But it was still a great experience. The opportunity to be instantly humbled by 452 while simultaneously and unintentionally traumatizing the juniors in the process. And the opportunity to have the best TAs in the world. Shout out to Kayleen, who's now at NOAA in Washington, D.C., Patrick, Rosa, and Ian. While all of these things are a little different, one thing remains constant. Me and Adriana, yes, Professor Martin, you will always probably get us confused. Also, by the way, you owe me a beer from Mugs with Martin because I was at AGU. And Jack and Josh, and yes, Angela will probably still always get you confused. A strength of our class has been to be able to see from this department's evolving diversity in its faculty. Not only has this brought plenty of fun times, it's given us various perspectives on how we can become better scientists, but also better human beings. However, sometimes we are a little too nice, and it doesn't always work in our favor. See, Angela, we are identifying the limitations of our work. Overall, I think if we were to presented the chance to do this all over again, with each other, minus some minute details, we absolutely would. To all the graduate students, professional and research, reaching their next milestone in their journey today, congratulations. The undergrads have seen you put in a lot of hard work and time and effort, and we wish you the best moving forward in your journey. Thank you for your continuous support over our time here as well from the undergraduates.
To the friends and family of the amazing students graduating today, in some way, shape, or form, they couldn't have done it without you. So we are glad to see you here for this grand occasion.
And finally, to all our fellow undergraduates, we have I have a couple words of wisdom approved by Adriana. Go do some awesome shit. School is serious, but it's not actually that serious, so take care of yourself. And catching up with each other only needs to be a weather noobs chat away. Once again, give it up for all the graduates of the class of 2024. Once a Badger, always a Badger, I'm Wisconsin.
Okay, well, I have the pleasure now of getting to read up names and bring up our class one at a time. I will read a name. We'll go on for some applause. You'll come up here, shake hands, go over to the tape line there to get your photo taken, which we'll provide to you later, and then grab a gift bag and be seated. So, and when we do that, we'll have some slides up for some of you. So, we're going to start with the undergraduate class of 2024, which we've already heard many awesome things about. And so, first up is Alexander Creighton. All right, next, Amelia Dynamo. We'll get it eventually. Okay, Wen Wan Du. Next is Hao Yu Jiang. All right, next is Jack Kinsey. All right, Joshua Matuszki. Adriana Podelska.
Sorry, Josh, I haven't taken your photo yet.
Retries, Joshua.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Samuel Mogensen.
Good.
Rosen. All right, Dalton Sorgen. John Starfelt. Anastasia Tomanek. And Ella Wickstrom. All right, congratulations, undergraduates. We will now move to our professional master's students. These are students who have done an intensive accelerated master's degree and are now moving on to internships over the summer. So they're almost not quite even done yet, but we're going to celebrate them before we miss seeing them. So let's welcome the professional masters. I'll start with Erica Workfeld.
Are you good? Have you gotten your photos? Okay.
The benefits of a small major. Take your time. All right, Aaron Gosh. Carter Graylick. Kaylin Patel. Megan Tracy. And Mitchell Zotter.
Picture thing. Good.
They didn't have cameras back then. Have cameras back then. All right. And those are our professional master's students. We're now going to recognize our research master's graduates who take on intensive thesis-based research as part of their master's degree. And with these, we're going to ask their research advisor to also join them or their designee. So the first one we have is Daniel Fortier, who's a little afraid to press the button. The next one up is Harrison Tran. Research Masters is Rudra Thakur. Next year we'll check the audio tracks first. All right, congratulations for master's students. And finally, we're going to recognize our PhD graduates. Our PhD is the Doctor of Philosophy is the highest degree you can earn in our field. And this degree requires intensive, multi-year process of conducting a dissertation of research and presenting that and defending that to our faculty. We have 2 PhD graduates that we'll recognize, and the first one we'll bring up will be Dr. Maggie Bruckner. Part of the PhD process that goes back to ancient times is the process of hooding, where the advisor will now attach the PhD hood onto Dr. Bruckner. And our second PhD is Rosa Vargas Martez. Who's been advised by Professor Angel Adams Corliza. I guess she is not available today, but we'll congratulate her anyway. Let's give a hand to all of our graduates again. The faculty and staff at AOS have loved getting to know you all. Angel, Larissa, Stephanie, Matt, Tracy, Tristan, Liz, John, Michael, Myra, Grant, Brad, Angela, Dan, Till, Hannah, Dave, Christy, Scott, Caitlin, Carolyn, Sabrina, Eric, Pete, and Dee. Whether they're here today or not, we welcome you to our alumni family. You chose a small, demanding major, one taken by far less than 1% among our 50,000 UW-Madison students. Through trial, tribulation, cheers, and or crying about Ertl's potential vorticity, you made it through. You join our ranks of alumni from the storied department, one of the oldest in our discipline, that just celebrated its 75th anniversary, which many of you got to come and celebrate, and has produced a disproportionate share of leaders in our field. All of us here know that you will continue to amaze us with your journey in your life and career. All we ask is that you keep in touch. Remember that you always have a home in the tall concrete satellite dish adorned structure that we call so lovingly AOSS. With that, after this procession out, please do join us all for a reception in the building on the 8th floor, and I think we'll have the roof open up as well since it's a beautiful day. But before we do that, just a couple reminders, stay in touch. So we do encourage you to join our alumni database. We reach out on our alumni frequently for advice, for helping us find internships for our professional master's students and for many other uses. And so it's a great way to keep in touch with us. We also, I know you're all too young for Facebook, but Facebook exists now. We do have a very active alumni group that is often a great place to find positions or for you to post positions that we will highlight. So we'd love to keep in touch with you. Congratulations and best of luck. And before we leave, we got to do the joining the singing of varsity. So get up.
这就完事儿了。
Thank you, everyone. And please join us in 811, a place that many of you know and love.